It's time to dig into those deeper, longer out candles, if you will. We've talked about the minute candle, the hour, even the daily candle on here when it comes to the four horsemen of crypto. But you know what? When in doubt, zoom out. It gives you a better perspective of where we're going and what I'm looking for in terms of a reversal before I do a 7-digit buy. Now, before I get into that, I got to have a little bit of assurance that we're looking good in terms of the bullish motion on the daily and the weekly. I've been sharing what I have been doing, and it has been spot on so far. Now, I am expecting some kind of movement as the government opens back up in a positive way. So I'm not sure when that's going to happen. How long have we been closed down? Like a month? I don't even know. But we're to a key line. And are we going to go all the way up to the middle of November right before Turkey Day? And there's so much going on. There's so much going on, but we're going to make the right moves. I'm going to at least hope to make the right moves and share the portfolio in this video. Go over the four horsemen of crypto on the weekly. So that includes XRP, Solana, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. Give you the info you need and teach you how to read these charts, folks. Welcome back. I am StockMo. We got a lot to talk about. Now, before we do, make sure you get into the Discord. You don't have to do this journey on your own. Boom, first link down below, get you over the membership. For a limited time, you can save 50% off that first month. Get in there, 25 bucks for the first month. Code FALL50 gets you there. If you want to save 20% off an annual pass, that's our best deal. Locks you in for a year. If the price goes up, which it will over the next year, you will be grandfathered in at the cheaper price. Take advantage of that today. Yeah, there you go. And Kraken's still doing the 25 in XRP for trading 100 or more, but you got to use my link. The code's automatically in there when you get over there. So take advantage of that. Second link down below. And of course, always the Moo promo. They got a great promo right here. You guys can read about that, but you have to use the link for all of these. Now, let's look. Well, we'll take a look at the portfolio. As you can see, 1,891 up. And of course, that was yesterday. The big winner of the day, boom, 7366. Loving that on ARGT. Gave you guys that one. Fed the family on that one. Here's what I'm looking at right now. Now let's get into the weekly candles on what we got here on Ethereum. So, taking a look at the weekly candles on Ethereum, you guys can see what's going on. I want to show you a few things on this. We had this run down here. Beautiful run, right? So I'm going to show you a few things of what I'm watching for. We had a really nice pop. It's coming back down. It's setting up on a weekly candle for the next leg higher. The question is, when's it going to begin? And yes, I do believe for Ethereum, you will break this line. And just to tell you, it's not if, but when will we break that line? And so as I'm sitting here waiting, and you can see a few things. One, I have this here. If it was me, I'd put it right there. Why right there? You can see we got up there. Down we came, broke above, teased it. Now we're right on there. So this is a very big line in the sand. It's roughly around that 3860, 3850 mark. Huge line. If we fail here, now I got to tell you, I don't know if we will or not, but if we do fail here, I think we go down to the 50 EMA I had the number around 3,500. This is on the weekly candles though. Normally when you see this resistance and that becomes support, and you can see it's been support for 4 weeks now, and it's held every week. Is it going to confirm lower next week? And you know, if the government opens, I'd say the answer would probably be no. We'll probably get a green candle out of this. But you can also see this descending channel that we're in. And we keep hitting this channel, and eventually this channel, and this is one of them ones where it's up, kind of come down, up, kind of come down, and you're looking for the next leg up. So I see very bullish channels here, up channel, down to here, up channel, down to wherever we're going to go. And eventually I think we're going to move up to that next leg higher using the weekly candles for this. We are definitely at a major point though. And if it does fail and we go back down and retest the lows here, that 35.50 as that 50's coming in, I would think that that would be your major opportunity zone around that 3,500. 3,500 for Ethereum. Now go into everything. Not all are the same. Check out when we go in and take a look at the weekly candle on XRP. XRP holding up nicely above the 50 EMA. Had a double crust. Now anytime we break the Bollinger Band at the top on the weeklies, I normally expect a retest of the 50. You can say right here, look at this right here. Right here, check this out. A couple of months ago. And we hit it. It took a while. Down we came to hit the 50 right here. After that, you go to a new higher high. And now you hit it here. Now we come down. We hit the 50. So we're setting ourselves up for a new higher high. It's just you need a few things to change. You need a few things to change. One, are we going to come back down? You can see the flipping right here of the 5 and the 13 on the weekly. And we may come down and retest the 50 one more time, which is a roughly 234. I'm not sure if we will or not. I would like to see it pop up. But as I am waiting, I just wanted to make sure you could see what I'm seeing, which is still bearish. It's still bearish. And even on Bitcoin on the weekly, you can see we're just kind of sideways, right? Just a nice Stockmo unicorn building, looking for the blowout top. But the 5 just did cross over to 13. And what you do not want to see is a finish below 106. If you get below 106, I think we're going to be in some trouble. And we're probably going down to 100,000 or slightly below that if we finish below 106. Not sure if we will or not. Right now, the 5 flipping the 13 does make for a bearish motion, which this is, when you're looking at these technicals, you can say, well, last time that happened, Mo, right here. And look, we were at, what, 94? We ended up going all the way down to 74. It dropped 20,000 on that flip. And I'll give you one that didn't get as bad. Here is a flip right here, 62,000. We ended up going all the way down to 49,000. So it dropped 13,000 from that point. And these are all the flips I could see on the red. Now here's one that's not bad at all, 29,000. We ended up going down to about 24,000. About 20% actually. So it's, 15% on these flips that I'm showing you. And so if you look and you just go at the top here, 116, and where are we right now? 106, 10,000 already, but it's pulled back up. Are we going to see a move down of say 15 to 20% down to this? I don't know. I got to tell you, it is bearish in my opinion, thus my exit strategy for crypto and why I'm waiting for a reversal to go in. I'd rather give up a little bit of profit than worry about trying to ride out a bearish move on both the weeklies and the daily candles. So I'm patiently waiting. Weekly candle on Solana, very similar situation. 5 was doing well. 5 now just crossed the 13. We are back down here retesting support. If this fails, and you can see we tested the 53 times, we are definitely keeping an eye on it. In other words, this is bearish as well. We're at 187. Anything above 200 right here, I felt all warm and fuzzy. We were up here earlier this week. I was thinking this is it. We could start moving, and just sold off because of a lot of different reasons. Obviously, the government shutdown, the Fed talking hawkish about possible not another rate cut. Did you guys see this? The rate cuts now for December are only priced in at 62%. In other words, if we don't get a rate cut in December, and they keep talking about not having a rate cut in December, expect much more uncertainty and downward pressure, because right now there's still 62% of the market pricing in a rate cut. In other words, if they don't get a rate cut, that's a negative surprise to the market and risk assets such as crypto. And this is one of the things that would push it lower. And so I am concerned about that. I would expect a rate cut by January, but I would need, that's because you're already hearing talk of skipping one meeting. That was the big talk. Skip a meeting. We don't got all the data. We can wait one meeting. And they want to skip a cycle. They want to skip one meeting. And you hear a lot of people, and then there's others saying, no, we need to cut. And there's a lot of back and forth in that Fed. And I don't know which way it's going to go. I don't know which way it's going to go. Are they going to wait? Consumers are stronger than expected. You're seeing good numbers, Amazon, So are they going to wait one more? Or is the unemployment that bad in the next 6 weeks that they go ahead and make a cut? I don't know. Obviously, I think they're going to cut in January or December. I would like to see them cut in December. I don't know what they're going to do. All right, folks, I gave you the update. It's a little bit bearish, but we are closing in. My prediction is once we see, and I'll pull up XRP for you. Once we see the government open and the data starts flowing and the Fed runoff, remember that ends December 1st. All that happens. I think December is setting up to be a monster month. Into January and February at the tax returns, money starts to flow into crypto. They're normally huge months. I had a chart that I saw in an article. See if I can find it here. Boom, right here. Check out this chart. And I'll show you this. Let me get my face off here. Negative, what do we got? Negative for the median, positive, negative for the median. So we're in this quarter right here. Not bad, usually positive, negative on the median. So not the greatest for November, December. Look at the tax months, January, February, March, April. Ready? 32, 33, 33, 22, 27, 15, 25, 10, 18, 9, and 34 into May, 18. Then you get to June through summer. Look at this. Negative, barely up, negative. In other words, for anybody saying history, trade history, your history is that January through May is the time to buy with the tax refunds and people will invest in. That's my theory on this, that a lot of money flows in here from retail from all the money they get back. Plus, obviously, I think that the corporations know this as well, the big whales, and they all get in ahead of time in January and they start buying it up and it starts to go up. And then the retail jumps in and then you have the selling from June on. And that's kind of what we're seeing. You can tell me if I'm wrong on that, but if that's the case, I'm not going to fight these history charts anymore. And the Fed, I think December 1st, you got the Fed stopping the balance sheet runoff. You got, hopefully, the government's open by then. We got a lot of different things. And it gets exciting. In other words, we're going through this pain. I don't see a lot of reasons to be excited until you get through all this stoppage and everything else, and all the data's flowing, money's flowing. But after that starts, then I can get excited again. So until then, we'll see. If you'd like to follow along with everything I'm doing, click that first link down below. Like I said, boom, the membership. Get in there today and take advantage of it before the discount is done. You get 50% off your first month. It should be automatic. Just hit the join. It should show up. But if it doesn't, put in fall 50. Fall 50 right here to save 50%. Kraken has their trade 100, get 25 XRP deal. That self-populates right here. And then, of course, Moo with their great, fantastic opportunity. You can buy crypto and stocks there. Take advantage of all of it. All right, folks, I appreciate you stopping by. I will see you in the Discord. Be sure to like and subscribe. Now, let's get out there and make some money.